I'm not saying this is the right answer, but in a scale of harm, I would rather see you hunt your own food than support factory farming, for instance. Now, do I think it should be, you know what I mean? So we're looking at scales of harm. You're going to do less harm the more plant-based you are. That's all I'm saying. And the less factory farming you use. Like if you're going to eat an animal, just make sure it's not factory farming. And I'm not trying to say this is not the host's opinion. This is just
I would say it's not mine.
I mean,
I think all exploitation is wrong.
I don't disagree with you, but as a manner of trying to, you know, what my point was, the scale of harm is worse on factory farming compared to hunting, compared to plant-based.
You mean to the animal, right?
Yes,
you mean
yes.
Because they're so abused in the factory farms?
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes. So there's less harm done in that scale. And I mean, I'd rather see you eat plants than animals, but I'd rather see you hunt than to do factory farming. If you know what I'm saying? Like if you're going to pick one, the lesser of two evils.
This is based off of like a morality standpoint upon the lives of animals, correct?
It's an ethical stance.
Yes, but based on the lives of animals.
Among other things.
So this is the bringing up hunting was a great point. And I appreciate that because it's going to allow me to
It's still immoral to take someone's life away from them for taste pleasure.
You're interrupting me. I would appreciate it if you did not do that.
Okay.
But my point about like having like a purely like grass-fed cow, the example of hunting for like a deer and eating it would more fit what I was trying to like express. And that's like what's more immoral to take the life of one like deer for example, if I went hunting with my family in Maine. We kill one deer, we eat for however long that feeds us, compared to getting like soy-based protein.
Okay, but the problem is, if everyone, let's say we were to expand this, if everyone was to do this plan that you're talking about of eating deer, we would wipe out deer in probably less than a month. There's 8 billion people. I think we're like 36% of the mammal biomass, and wild animals are 4%. So as far as like sustainability, it's not good. But the whole point that I'm talking about, it's immoral to unalive anybody, even to hunt them, because we can live off plants. It's unnecessary.
But that's like where my the moral dilemma arises in my head of like what's more moral.
So you're telling me it's more moral for a bunch of people to get high-powered rifles and trample through all the forests and wipe out all the deer?
Let's say I'm hunting, bow and arrow, specifically in an isolated instance of myself.
Doesn't matter. Still
Would
immoral.
it be more moral for me
Is it
to go
okay that I
vegan
take a
or for
child
me to
out
hunt?
there that doesn't know any different, and I take them out to a forest and shoot them with a bow and arrow? Does that make it moral?
I mean, if
They don't know any different.
purposefully choosing to take a child out into the woods to kill them with a bow and arrow,
Yeah.
you deserve to be
Okay,
locked
they're
up.
at a
You don't even
playground.
deserve life.
Okay, they're in their natural environment. They're having fun. They don't even know I'm there. It's immoral, right? Because they feel pain. That's my point. The deer feel pain. They want to live. They don't want to die just because you're having a good time out in the forest taking lives. That's not fair. Okay. If you need sustenance, eat plants. We have tons of them.
And it's a lot easier to go vegan these days. I mean, 20 years ago it was a lot harder. And I don't want to speak for the host, but I think my message, and perhaps veganism in general, our message is eat more plants, eat less meat. Like, start making that transition, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to do it overnight, but like, you know, just head in that direction. Just make good decisions. Be a good person.
I appreciate you, Tony, but I do feel differently. I do feel that baby steps are for babies. I think that if you think that it's wrong to exploit and unalive someone unjustly, you should stop now. I understand, though, that it's hard to make a change. I would just recommend look at each meal in the moment. Be like, this meal is going to be vegan. And just keep doing that every meal. This meal is going to be vegan. What do I need in it? And if you want to look up things that, like, how do I start? There's a couple resources. There's Challenge 22. They give you a nutritionist for free to talk to about meal planning. You can look up nutritionfacts.org. They have something called the Dailey Dozen that has a list of things just so you can make sure you get all your nutrients that you need. Or you can just look up your favorite recipes online on some search engine and type vegan next to it. And it'll tell you everyone has tried to make whatever it is I'm sure that you enjoy, and you can have recipes so that you can make the change. If you think that it's immoral to harm someone, then you shouldn't be hunting them, enslaving them, etc.
Yeah.
And host, I wasn't trying to speak for you or in any.
I know you were clear to say that, you know, it was your opinion. I just wanted to chime in and be clear about how I felt about it.
And I respect.
I do appreciate you.
I 100% do. I respect all of the I think that's a solid stance, and that's a valid thing. Anyway.
Okay.
So if it gets proven that plants are conscious or plants feel pain, and plants actually like feel the harm that we do to them.
So we're gonna go in this circle again?
No. I'm not going in a circle because this is now an if statement rather than me.
But you're sounding very disingenuous.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
You're sounding very disingenuous because you keep bringing up the same speaking point. We're not progressing with the conversation.
Oh, because I changed. Okay, plants are sentient to if plants were sentient and feel
but we already
pain,
covered it.
Then?
But we already talked about that, right? No, we're already abusing so many plants.
Was plants do not feel pain.
Are you just trying to get to the point that if plants are sentient and animals are sentient, that it's just a choice? Is that what you're trying to get to?
Essentially, yes.
Okay. But they're not, and we unalive more of the plants to feed the animals. Do you understand how your math doesn't add up?
Yes.
So then why keep bringing up this argument?
Nature. Like,
if you really cared about plants, then having a vegan diet, there'd be less unaliving of plants.
If you care about nature, you should go vegan, as it would decrease our land use and we would have more nature.
All of that.
But the farming...
And it is an appeal to nature fallacy. Thank you, Ben the vegan farmer. You are absolutely right.
The biodiversity, which overall causes more...
We're going over all the same arguments we just went over. Animal agriculture wipes out more biodiversity than plant agriculture, as we have to feed the animals. You're repeating the same argument. This is why I kicked you the last time.
Then I shall leave.
All right. I appreciate you. Have a great day, High Tide.